Hi there and welcome to my channel. Today's project is for the Vicki Boutin design team, and I am very excited to show you this project because it is totally inspired by the December mood board, and it's right now showing on the screen. And I love the texture, the colors, the metallic tones of it. So I'm going to borrow a little bit of all the little pictures to create my layout. I'm starting with a foundation paper that was really well yeso. So once I had that dried, I'm going to go ahead and draw a circle in the middle because I'm thinking I'm going to create a wreath. If you've seen my work before, then you know that I love wreaths. I love circular design. So what I'm going to start with is creating the background. And I want to borrow the background that is behind the girl with the gloves and the snowflake. Is this grayish blue tone. And for that, I am going to mix the art crayon from the neutral set, the gray and the navy. And it's going to give me this muted gray, kind of bluish tone, turns to a little bit to the silver, which is what I'm looking for. Now, what I'm going to do, you're going to see, is I'm going to bring a little paper towel just because I don't want the center of the wreath to have color. I'm going to try to keep it as white as I can. And all I'm going to do is use a spray bottle. In this case, Vicky's little misters are ideal. So what I'm going to do is spray it and then just add the paint to it and let it naturally move. And that's what I said. You want to make sure that you yeso the page really well because you want the color to stay afloat and organically move, and it's going to give you a really soft watercolor. But the beauty of it is, I don't think you can see it that close, is that it actually shows a little bit of cracks when you add the watercolor. For some reason, when you spray the bottle, it's not staying one single puddle, but it kind of like moves around. So when you sprinkle the watercolor, in this case the art crayon on top of it, it kind of disperses in the same way, leaving this little crack. They give you a very natural look, and it's going to help me with the snowflakes that I'm going to add after. Kind of gives you the frosty look. Love it. Super simple, takes no time. Watercolor for dummies, that's what I'm going to call it, because it's one of the simplest way. Now the key to this is, like I said, is make sure that you yeso your page really well, because it's going to take quite a bit of water, and you're going to set it aside to dry. I set it to dry for quite a bit of time. While that was happening, I went ahead and pulled a few cut files from Just Nick Studio to cut an entire page of foundation paper for this full of snowflakes. Because my idea is I want to create the wreath that you've seen and the mood board made out of snowflakes of metallic color. Again, something that I've tried before, but this time I'm going to try in a different way, and I'm going to cross my fingers that it worked, and it actually worked. So what I'm going to do, first of all, if you're going to cut anything out of foundation paper in your die cutting machine, whether you have a Cricut, a Silhouette, or a Brother Scan and Cut, make sure you do a double cut and make sure your blade is really high because it is quite a bit of paper. This cut took me almost an hour to cut all these snowflakes, and after that I had to be very careful when I had to clean some edges. So now going back to the layout, and now what I'm creating is I'm going to call kind of a thick glaze that is shimmer and color. So I'm going to use the watercolor set for this. Now the key is, I've worked this before for another layout, and I found that it dried really quickly. So this time I'm going to add a little bit of water. And why you're going to add water is because the glaze dries fast, and so does the watercolor. So by adding a little bit of water, I'm going to make sure that it remains a little bit fluid, not watery, just a little bit fluid without drying that fast. And it's going to help me create the look that I want. Once I have my mix ready, I'm going to use the stencil brushes just to go on a circular motion first, and then I'm going to stipple the brush because I don't want, when you do a circular motion with the glaze, you can see where you created the circle. So I'm going to stipple the brush after I added the first coat just to cover any lines that the brush might leave behind. Now, you saw me pick up the purple, beautiful shine to them, very concentrated color. They're going to be very vibrant, and that's what I was going for because I want to get to those metallic colors in the wreath. Now I'm going to mix a few of the blues, and I'm using a number 16 and number 13 for this blue that is in the wreath, and it's like this light blue. And again, I'm going to add little spritzes of the water, not lots. I'm going to add 1 or 2. That's all I'm going to need. Again, I'm going to show you. I first add the paint, and then I'm going to go on a circular motion just to cover the entire snowflake. Once I have the entire snowflake, if you do it, you're going to see that you have the circular motion that you use with the brush. And then what I'm going to do is start stippling the glaze in this case, just to cover the circle. I don't want to see the circles, I want just to cover it. That's about it. One thing is, you got to make sure that you clean your brush right away. Because even though, like I said, adding the water is going to prevent this mixture to dry, because when you add it with no water, this mixture dries really fast. So you need to add the water, but you have to make sure that you clean your brushes right away. Otherwise, it's gonna cake up in your brush and it's gonna be really hard to work with. So keep that in mind. Have a baby wipes at hand for this. And I'm just gonna continue working with a few colors. I mixed a few of the pink. Now the pink, which is number 4 on this on the box, when you mix it with anything white, is going to give you a very neon looking color. So make sure you add, I can remember what's the other number, but that's going to tone down the neon look of the color. You can see it there. 2 of them are very neon like, so I added a little bit. I think it's like a maroon color, and that's going to tone it down completely. And this is pretty much the idea that I have. I'm going to replicate the wreath made out of the Christmas ornaments with the snowflakes. So I'm going to borrow some pieces from the mood board. Now this is pretty much what I have in mind. And this is a picture that I have of my kids last Christmas, and that's my baby too. And I found this word magical, and the quote that is in the mood board talks about magic. And this piece comes from, I think it's Dear Lizzie, one of her latest collections, and I have a few in my stash, so I'm going to use it. Now, when I said it, I had the idea to have the picture at the bottom, but when I put the word, it covered the Christmas tree. So I'm going to flip the idea. I'm going to put the word at the bottom and then add the picture at the top. Now, I want to give this that snow look that the heart has there. For that, I'm going to bring in gesso. But I'm going to dilute it very little water because I want it to be very white once, and I want to create little bubbles. Think of it, I want the consistency. Gesso as it is, Vicky's gesso is a little, I'm going to say a medium consistency. So I'm just adding very little water, enough to create the droplets, no more than that. Because I want it to be, I'm going to say like a really fluid acrylic paint. That's the consistency that I'm looking for. And I want that because when I drop it on top of the stars, I don't want it to dilute and cover the star. I want it to remain white and preferably as a little circle. So it reminds me of like snow that is caking. Now when it starts like accumulating, it just creates those little white fluffy clouds. And I wanted the same for the snowflake. So all I did is I just started sprinkling on top of the entire page, even the inside of the wreath, because just give me these little bubbles that look like really flat enamel dots, and I love the design. Now, since I'm adding this snow and I want this texture, I'm gonna do the same for the title. And in this case, this piece is actually chipboard that is paintable. So all I'm gonna do is the same thing, splatter some paint. You're gonna see, I'm gonna take it off camera to do it because it took a while. I'm not gonna cover the entire word. You're gonna see it a bit white. I just want, so think of it as snow falling on any place and it's just a little bit sticking. That's what I was going for. Just little pieces or little patches of the word covered. Once I have that done, I'm gonna bring in silver glitter. Remember, I'm basing it on the mood board, and you can see the silver in the back. But I am not gonna totally dump it. I'm literally kind of shaking it. So just there's a fine, super fine coating on the word magical, and the glitter is just gonna stick to just some parts of it. That's about it. Now what I'm gonna do now is I just wanna add a simple frame to the picture. So I'm using one of Vicky's papers from the Field Notes collection, and it's this dark, deep blue, tends to be purple, and it matches the color that some of the wreath. And what I forgot to tell you is that I formed the wreath off camera because there's a lot of it of foam adhesive and tape to keep everything in place. Once I have that done, I am gonna add foam adhesive because I want the picture to stand, like to be propped on top of the snowflake. So I'm gonna make sure to secure it really well. And then I'm gonna do the same with the word magical. And you're gonna see that I have the picture, it's not completely straight. It's okay, I'm okay with that. And then I'm gonna bring Vicky's, these are the puffy word stickers, and I love the word moments, and I think it's magical moments. And this is what happens to us after everybody's left on Christmas Eve, because we celebrate Christmas on the 24th. And after everybody left, my kids are wearing pajamas, and actually we took pictures there. It's just what we do. It's just campy, you know, after both sides of the family have left. So all I'm doing right now is I'm going to bring a few details. I'm going to bring some hearts. I'm going to use a lot of the chipboard from the Field Notes collection, and I'm going to staple it together just because a lot of it, there's not that much to fix it to, so I'm going to have to staple it to stay together and then add foam adhesive behind it. I'm going to take advantage also of the clear stickers that come in the watercolor set from the Field Notes collection, and I'm going to glue this big heart onto some vellum because I wanted to make it sturdier, and I wanted to I don't want to glue it straight onto the layout. I wanted to stand out as a die cut. And you're gonna see that I add a little bit of foam adhesive and another one of the chipboards. I'm just thinking a triangle in a page. So I have the little, the cluster on top of the picture, this cluster I'm creating, and the warm moments are gonna create pretty much my triangle on the page. After that, I bring a few enamel dots, and these are from Michael's that I had on my stash from a long time ago, but it matches the colors of the background. So I'm just gonna add a few just to help me tell the story. The only thing you're not gonna see here is that I added some lines journal underneath the M from Magical, and added the little centers of some of the snowflakes that had the star shapes, so it looks like there's some parts of it shining. That's about it. Love how this turned out. Very vibrant colors, but I love it because you know what? I took a chance in a few of these things, and they actually worked. And I love the fact that I was totally inspired by the mood board. I had just the idea that I had is that I wanted a wreath made out of snowflakes, colorful snowflakes. Love how this turned out. I hope you try it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and I hope to see you soon. So take care, guys.